You don't see it, but you feel it every single morning. It's in the air you breathe, the sound of your alarm, and the first thought that hits your brain when you open your eyes. In America, we like to believe in the dream that everyone starts at the same line. But the line isn't a horizontal one. It's a ladder. A vertical, jagged, 12-level ladder where the rungs at the bottom are made of rusted iron and the ones at the top are made of pure, polished glass. Today, we aren't just looking at numbers on a spreadsheet. We're going to live it. We're going to step into the skin of 12 different people. You will feel the hunger, the comfort, the anxiety, and the absolute power. From the person sleeping on a subway grate to the one who owns the subway line. This is the 12 levels of American life. Let's begin. It's 4:30 a.m. You don't wake up to an alarm. You wake up to the cold. It's a specific kind of cold that doesn't just sit on your skin. It lives in your bones. You are lying on a piece of flattened cardboard behind a dumpster in an alleyway in Philadelphia. The smell of rotting citrus and damp trash is your morning coffee. Your back is stiff, a permanent reminder of the concrete that has been your mattress for the last 3 years. You don't brush your teeth. You don't shower. Your first task is survival. You check your pockets. 3 quarters and a nickel. That's it. You need to find a public bathroom before the no public restroom signs start appearing. You walk to the nearest transit station, keeping your head down. In level 1, eye contact is a luxury you can't afford. If people see you, they might see your humanity, and that makes them uncomfortable. So you become a ghost. Your day is a series of calculations. Where's the nearest soup kitchen? Is it raining? If it rains, your only pair of shoes will be wet for 3 days, and that leads to trench foot, a ghost of a war you never fought. You spend 4 hours standing near a freeway off-ramp with a sign that says anything helps. Most people look through you. To them, you are a glitch in the American matrix. As the sun sets, the city becomes a different beast. The shadows are longer, and the invisible become targets. You find a spot that is well lit enough to be safe, but hidden enough to avoid the police move-along orders. You wrap your thin blanket around you, tuck your shoes under your head so they don't get stolen, and try to dream of a room with a door that locks. 5:45 a.m. Your alarm is the generic radar sound on a cracked iPhone 8. You live in a studio apartment in a part of town where the streetlights are always flickering. You share this space with your cousin because $900 a month is half your income. You wake up tired. Not the I stayed up too late tired, but the I haven't felt rested since 2019 tired. Breakfast is a granola bar and instant coffee. You skip the milk because it's $5 a gallon now. You spend 10 minutes looking for your work vest. You work 2 jobs, one at a warehouse, one at a fast food joint. You don't have a car. The American dream requires 4 wheels, but you only have a bus pass. You spend 2 hours a day on public transit. That's 10 hours a week, a whole work day, just sitting on a plastic seat, staring out the window. At the warehouse, you are a number. If you slow down, the algorithm notices. Your back hurts, your feet throb, but you can't call out sick. In level 2, a fever is a financial catastrophe. You have no health insurance. A broken tooth is a $2,000 problem you'll be paying off for 3 years. You get home at 9:30 p.m. You're too tired to cook, so you eat a bowl of cereal. You check your bank app $42 until Friday. Rent is due in 3 days. You feel a tightness in your chest, not a heart attack, just the permanent hum of anxiety that defines level 2. You fall asleep wondering if the car you don't have would have made your life easier or just given you one more thing to worry about. 6:30 a.m. You live in a small, 2-bedroom house in a suburb of Ohio. The mortgage is $1,200. It's manageable, but only if both you and your spouse work full-time. You wake up to the sound of your neighbor's truck cranking up. You're a plumber, or maybe an electrician. You're the person who keeps the world running, but the world rarely says thank you. You have a real breakfast, eggs, toast, coffee. You kiss your kids goodbye as they head to the bus. You drive a 2014 Ford F-150. It's reliable, but the check engine light has been on for a month. You ignore it because ignoring it is a survival strategy in level 3. Your work is physical. You're in crawl spaces, you're hauling cable, you're dealing with other people's messes. You make $25 an hour. It sounds like a lot until you see the price of groceries. You're middle class, according to the politicians, but you feel like you're one bad luck streak away from level 2. You have insurance, but the deductible is $5,000. So you only go to the doctor if something is literally falling off. You spend your evening at your kid's Little League game. You drink a beer on the porch afterward. You're proud of what you've built, but there's a nagging fear. You see the factories closing. You see the prices rising. You wonder if your kids will have it better than you, or if the ladder is getting slipperier. 7 a.m. You wake up in a 3-bedroom, ranch-style home in North Carolina. The air conditioning is humming, a sound of luxury you don't take for granted. You're a teacher or a mid-level office administrator. Your life is defined by the word stable, but it's a stability built on a very thin layer of ice. You have a Keurig. You check your email while the kids eat Cheerios. You drive a 5-year-old Toyota Camry. It's paid off. That's your biggest flex. In level 4, no car payment is the ultimate sign of winning. You worry about the hidden costs, the property tax hike, the rising cost of your daughter's braces, the fact that your 401k hasn't moved in 6 months. Your job is a 9 to 5. It's not soul-crushing, but it's not inspiring either. You spend your day in meetings about meetings. You have benefits, dental, vision, a week of vacation in the summer. You go to Myrtle Beach or a Disney park if you saved up, but you're the squeezed middle. You make too much for government help, but not enough to feel truly rich. You are the backbone of the consumer economy, yet you feel like a hamster on a very well-maintained wheel. Dinner is tacos or pasta. You watch Netflix. You scroll through Instagram and see people in level 7 and 8, and for a second, you feel a pang of not enough. You tell yourself you're lucky, and you are. But as you lock the front door, you can't help but calculate how many months of savings you have if the layoff rumors at work turn out to be true. 6:15 a.m. You don't need an alarm. Your internal clock is tuned to productivity. You live in a master plan community in Texas or Arizona. The grass is perfectly green, even in a drought. You're a senior engineer, a nurse practitioner, or a corporate manager. You wake up in a king-size bed with high thread count sheets. You hit the home gym for 30 minutes. You drink a protein shake. You drive a Tesla or a late-model BMW. Your commute is a podcast on wealth management or high-performance habits. You aren't just working for a paycheck. You're building a career. Your stress isn't about hunger. It's about deliverables. You manage people. You deal with high-level problems. You make $150,000 a year. You have a financial advisor. You worry about your portfolio. Your kids are in select soccer leagues and take Mandarin lessons. The pressure isn't to survive, it's to maintain. You're terrified of class slide. If you lose this job, you don't just lose money, you lose your identity. You have a glass of expensive Cabernet. You talk about refinancing or investing in a rental property. You feel a sense of superiority over the lower levels, even if you don't admit it. You believe in meritocracy because it explains why you have what you have. But deep down, you know that one bad divorce or one medical mystery could send you tumbling down 3 rungs before you can say deductible. The gatekeepers, the wake-up call, 7:30 a.m. You wake up in a house that has a name, not just an address. Maybe it's in the hills of Connecticut or a penthouse in Chicago. You're a partner at a law firm, a surgeon, or a successful small business owner. You don't go to work. You oversee operations. The morning routine. A housekeeper has already started the coffee. You check the Wall Street Journal, not the local news. You drive a Porsche or a Range Rover. You don't worry about the price of gas. You worry about the market volatility. You have a CPA and a trust attorney. The daily struggle. Your time is your most valuable asset, yet you have so little of it. You are constantly on. Your social circle is a curated collection of other level success. You donate to charities, not because you're a saint, but because it's expected at your level. You aren't just rich, you are influential. You know the mayor. You sit on the board of a nonprofit. You have reached the level where who you know is more important than what you do. The night. You host a dinner party. The conversation is about private equity and legacy. You look at your children and wonder if they have the hunger you had. You've given them everything, but in doing so, you've removed the very thing that made you successful, the fear of the bottom. You sleep soundly, protected by a security system that costs more than a level one's annual income. The wake-up call, 8 a.m. You wake up in a modern architectural marvel in Silicon Valley or Austin. The blinds open automatically. You're a tech founder who just exited or a high-level VP at a FAANG company. You have $10 million in liquid assets. You are rich with a capital R. The morning routine. You have a personal assistant who handles your schedule. You don't drive to work. You get driven, or you work from your home office, which overlooks an infinity pool. Your breakfast is prepared by a private chef, organic, keto, and perfectly plated. You don't look at price tags. You look at value. The daily struggle. Your struggle is optimization. How do you minimize your tax burden? How do you get your kids into an Ivy League school when everyone else at your level is trying the same thing? You deal with wealth fatigue. You have everything you ever wanted, but you're realizing that everything doesn't necessarily mean peace. You spend your day on Zoom calls, moving millions of dollars with a click, yet you feel strangely disconnected from the physical world. The night, you attend a gala. You're surrounded by people who are trying to disrupt industries. You feel like a god of the new age. But then you meet someone from level 10, and suddenly your $10 million feels like pocket change. The ladder never ends. And at level 7, the view from the top just makes you realize how much further there is to go. The wake-up call. No set time. You wake up when your body is ready. You might be in your Manhattan townhouse, your Hamptons estate, or your flat in London. You're a hedge fund manager or a multi-generational wealth heir. You don't have a job. You have interests. The morning routine. You check the global markets before you check your pulse. You have a family office, a dedicated team of professionals whose only job is to manage your life and your money. You don't own things. You own entities. You don't fly commercial. You have a fractional share in a NetJets Gulfstream. The airport experience of level 1 through 6, the lines, the security, the crying babies, is a distant, unpleasant memory. The daily struggle. Your struggle is preservation. You are obsessed with legacy. You worry about the decline of the West or geopolitical shifts because they threaten your empire. You are a philanthropist, but your donations are strategic, buying buildings at universities to ensure your family name stays on the walls for a century. You are disconnected from the average American. To you, a $10 gallon of milk is a statistic, not a hardship. The night, you dine at a club that doesn't have a sign on the door. You rub shoulders with senators and CEOs. You don't ask for favors. You trade them. You are part of the 1% of the 1%. You feel a sense of profound security, yet you're increasingly paranoid. You invest in bunker real estate in New Zealand just in case the people at level 1 and 2 decide they've had enough of a ladder. The wake-up call. Whenever the sun hits your yacht in the Mediterranean, you have $100 million or more. You're at the level where money ceases to be a tool for buying things and becomes a tool for buying influence. The morning routine. Your morning routine is whatever you want it to be. You might spend 2 hours meditating with a world-renowned guru you flew in on a private jet. You don't work, you strategize. You meet with lobbyists. You fund super PACs. You don't follow the law, you help write it. The daily struggle. Your struggle is boredom and legacy. When you can have anything, nothing feels special. You buy a $50 million painting just to feel a spark of excitement. You're constantly surrounded by yes men. You haven't had a real conversation with a normal person in a decade. You live in a bubble of luxury so thick that reality can't penetrate it. You're a ghost in a machine, moving the levers of the world from the shadows. The night. You sleep in a room that is more secure than a bank vault. You have executive protection, bodyguards, who are former special forces. You are a king in a world that claims to be a democracy. You look down the ladder and you don't see people. You see human capital. You see demographics. You see markets. The wake-up call. You wake up in a smart estate that anticipates your every need. You have a net worth of $1 billion to $10 billion. You are no longer just a person. You are a brand, an institution, a force of nature. The morning routine. Your morning is a series of high-stakes briefings. Your chief of staff gives you the daily intelligence report. You don't own a car. You own a fleet. You don't own a house. You own a portfolio of properties across 5 continents. You might spend your morning discussing space exploration or life extension technology. You aren't just living in the world. You're trying to transcend it. The daily struggle. Your struggle is public perception and existential dread. You are a target for regulators, activists, and the discontented masses. You spend millions on crisis management and PR. You worry about the end, not just your own death, but the end of the system that made you. You are obsessed with impact. You want to be remembered like Carnegie or Rockefeller. You are a god of the digital age, but you're realizing that even gods can be toppled. The night. You sleep in a hyperbaric chamber or a temperature-controlled suite designed for peak recovery. You are surrounded by the finest art, the best technology, and the most loyal servants. Yet, you feel a profound sense of isolation. At the top of the ladder, the air is very, very thin. The wake-up call. You wake up in a palace, a private island, or a high-security compound. Your wealth is in the tens of billions. You don't just influence governments, you partner with them. You are a global citizen with 5 passports and no allegiance to any single nation. The morning routine. Your morning is spent on calls with heads of state. You discuss global infrastructure, energy security, and monetary policy. You don't invest, you allocate. You move markets with a single tweet or a leaked comment. You are the shadow government, the daily struggle. Your struggle is complexity. Your empire is so vast that you can't possibly oversee all of it. You deal with geopolitical risk on a daily basis. You are a player in the great game. You are disconnected from the concept of cost. To you, $1 billion is a rounding error. You are living in a reality that 99.999% of humanity cannot even fathom. The night. You sleep in a world of your own making. You are protected by a private army. You are a titan of the 21st century. But as you look out over your domain, you wonder if the ladder you climbed is about to break under its own weight. The wake-up call. You are the 0.0001%. You are the people who own the ladder itself. Your wealth is infinite. You are the old money families, the tech overlords, the sovereign wealth controllers. You don't have a net worth because your assets are woven into the very fabric of the global economy. The morning routine. Your morning is spent shaping the future. You don't react to the world reacts to you. You are the architect of the new world order. You are the invisible hand, the daily struggle. Your struggle is entropy. You're trying to maintain a system that is increasingly volatile. You are the keepers of the flame. You are obsessed with continuity. You want the ladder to exist forever, with you at the very top, forever unreachable. The night. You sleep in the clouds. You are the sovereigns. You are the end of the journey. You look down the ladder, all the way to level 1, and you see nothing. From this height, the people at the bottom are so small they disappear. Conclusion. The choice. We've traveled from the cold concrete of an alleyway to the glass towers of the elite. 12 levels, 12 lives, 1 country. The American ladder is a strange thing. It's built on the promise that anyone can climb it, but it's maintained by the reality that most people won't. As you sit there, watching this, where are you on the ladder? Are you climbing? Are you sliding? Or are you just trying to hold on? The ladder isn't just about money. It's about perspective. It's about how much of the world you can see and how much of the world can see you. At the bottom, you are invisible. At the top, you are unreachable. But here's the secret. The ladder is only as strong as the people who believe in it. And in a world that's changing faster than ever, the rungs are getting shaky. Which level are you? And more importantly, which level do you want to be? Thanks for watching. If this journey moved you, hit the like button, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, what's the one thing you'd change about the ladder? Until next time, keep climbing.